Guys, I'm Professor Forest and today we will have a look at the new items from a jungle perspective. I will talk about the new meta, what are my predictions, which champs will be strong thanks to the new items, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I make pod reviews, champion guides, best builds, jungle tier list for every rank, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out any of the action. Let's start with Duskblade. Now the item has the same price, the same stats and the same mythic passive. But the item's passive has changed. Instead of your next basic attack against an enemy champion dealing bonus damage and granting you invisibility, now your abilities deal up to 15% bonus damage based on the target missing health. And when you have a takedown, you become untargetable. This is such a massive change in my opinion that every assassin should be happy about it. The next item is Prowlers, and many people said Riot wants to remove the item, but that is not true. Instead of being a mythic, now it's a legendary with the active parts removed and the stats have been decreased a bit as well, but the item is also 100 gold cheaper. Again, this will stay an assassin item and I think it will be really nice for Rengar and Zed, especially because they like to cheese in a bush, but champions like Shaco or Talon will have fun as well. Our last lethality item that Riot decided to change is Ghostblade, which is now a mythic. The item is more expensive, but it has way better stats and I predict a Ghostblade jungle meta, which we had earlier when Talon was a meta jungle pick. The movement speed and damage that item will provide for such a cheap price are crazy to me and we can expect a nerf in the near future. For now, I think this will be the best Grace mythic, but I will make another video about his updated best builds as well. Our first crit item, which is a mythic now, is the Infinity Edge. For AD carries this is huge, but for junglers I don't think we want this item as a Grace player or Rengar because for us the movement speed is so great. In Kindred's case, she will not rush this item, we still want non-Quiver first, and now that Kraken is no longer a mythic, she will most likely go Kraken into the Infinity Edge or non-Quiver into mythic or maybe mythic as third, but I'm not sure, we have to wait for the patch. Of course, Navar is a mythic now as well, and I think for junglers, Infinity is just better, and this is a change that will impact AD carries more. As I said earlier, Kraken is now a legendary item that someone like Kindred still needs to get for better jungle clearing. Stormrazor's build path is changed as well, and it has no quiver, so we might see that item on her instead of Kraken. Stormrazor's build path has changed and now has no quiver, which can make this a good choice for junglers like Velvet, Master Yi, Graves or Kindred if they don't need Kraken, with the exception of Grace of course, because he never wants to go Kraken. You can see the Immortal Shield bow changes on your screen and it's a legendary item now. This item has been alright since the nerfs and it was a must buy for some AD carries. Honestly, I'm really happy Grace has better options now since rushing this item was so weak. For Kindred this seems like an okay defensive option now and Graves can buy this item as well if he really needs it, but in his case I prefer Mav if the enemy is heavy AP and Frozen Heart against heavy AD. Bloodthirster was changed as well and the shield was removed. Now we receive a huge AD amount in the late game with this item and lifesteal has increased, which I think will be really broken on Kindred or Graves, but of course even more broken on AD carries when they have an enchanter support as well. Lord Dominic now deals magic damage as well and the rest of the item is unchanged. The Abyssal Mask is our next item and it got a huge change. The mana and health regen passive are removed, but for less HP and more magic resist we get 600 gold cheaper item. For tanks, if your team is heavy on AP, this will be great. The Force of Nature is the next item Riot decided to change and I have no idea why they didn't nerf this item sooner because it's the most OP magic resist item in the game. After the change I think it will stay the same. I think for Volley, Trundle, even Warwick or Lilia this item will still be really nice. Our last item change is the Record Bow, which now builds into Witsend, Kraken and Runa's Hurricane, which is a nice change because for champions that build these items like Master Yi, Kindred or Velvet don't mind the build path. These are the item changes that will affect the jungle meta in my opinion, but let me know in the comments what you think about the changes. Thank you for watching, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. See you all in my next video.